This gentleman has flown all the way over from the States. He is a radio presenter. He's a phenomenal YouTuber. And he also makes games. And that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be talking about how the fact that he's actually done 8 different games so far. And he's got a wonderful new game called Choo Choo Mimic. And we're going to get him onto stage because he's basically said he had no experience in making games. So if he can do it, then any of you can do it. You see what we did there? Debug you, everyone knew. Tenuous link, there you go. Please welcome to the stage, the wonderful John Riggs. Hey, also. There you go.
I guess I could have, oh yeah? Like I know how the microphone works, there we go. Hey. This is cool. Okay, so I didn't know I was doing a talk today until about not even half an hour ago. So I was like, yeah, I can, again, I'm a radio presenter. I host panels at all the video game conventions in the United States. And so I'm happy to chat for a little while anyway, 10 minutes only. So that's fine by me. And again, thank you for being here. This is my first time, my second time in the UK, my first time in Nottingham. So we got to visit the castle. We got to experience a little bit of the nightlife, a couple of pubs here and there. We drank in a cave, which was kind of fun. So exploring the experience. Yeah, what Mags was saying is totally true. I have about 8 games under my belt. Not literally, but I have I've published so far about 8 video games. I have a new one on the way. My other one, again, Choo Choo Mimic, just came out, and my next game is also on demo right here for the very first time anywhere in the entire world. So you can check that out as well. I have a table just in the other room. But I came from I just wanted to make a video game, but I don't know how to make a video game. You always hear about, here in the States, I say here, there in the States, we have, I forgot where I am anymore. It's been a long time. 9-hour flight, had to stay awake for 32 hours just to avoid jet lag and all that, come on. We have, there's a couple of video game creating schools in the United States that are very prestigious, and I was like, I am not paying that tuition. But I started out as a hack. I would take the Nintendo games and I could hack them, and I learned how to do that as well. There's a whole video series on my YouTube channel that anybody can do. You can take out Mario, put yourself in there, call it Super John Brothers or whatever you want. And that's kind of how I got started, but like thinking of how Frankenstein's monster works, where it's like, well, if you can do a heart transplant, an arm transplant, if you can transplant everything and turn it into a brand new game, maybe we could figure that out. But I don't know the brain part of it. And that's where I realized, I have a friend of mine when I lived in another town, and he was a French culinary trained chef. And I was like, man, I would love to get into that, but I don't know how to bake. I'm good at cooking, but I'm not great at baking because baking is an alchemy. You need specific ingredients to do these things. And he was like, and he casually said, as a chef himself, he was like, you don't have to. You don't have to know how to bake. You can have a great career in 4-star, 5-star restaurants, not knowing how to turn on a stove. You can know how to make the best sauces. And I was like, and I think back to that, where I think to myself, he's right. Like you don't have to know how to code. But here I am hacking video games. I don't know how to code, but I can hack the video games. I can change the graphics. I can change colors. I can change text. I can be that guy. I just gotta find another guy who can also do the coding. And maybe the guy who can do coding, he doesn't know how to compose music. I come from a musical background. Maybe the guy who can, code a great game, he can make the game, but just needs the direction. Or he can make the game, but maybe he's not the best at graphics. So you can kind of network and everything. Things like this, things like Debug You are perfect for networking because you're gonna see so many people out there who are also coding these games, but maybe they're not the ones doing the graphics. I promise you they're not the ones doing the music. Well, maybe a couple of them. But for the most part, maybe you are the music person, but you don't know how to code, you don't know how to do graphics, but you're a great composer, you can make great songs, make great music. You can be that guy. So it's like, and again, networking is a wonderful thing. I hit up a lot of conventions. Something like Debug You is the perfect opportunity because we're all out there just hanging out. We love to chat with people. We'd love for you to check out our games as well. It's what brings us all together. And then, maybe that can be your first step into it. Maybe you're like, oh, I can do graphics. I can help you. I can do this. And then work on a collaboration. And that's where every game I've ever made, it's like we all say, oh, this is my game. Here's Choo Choo Mimic. Is it really my game? Well, no, I mean, Alistair helped with a lot of the coding, but it wasn't just him either. We had another person who did the music. We had another guy who did some of the fine-tuning things. So yeah, it's all of our games, but we still take credit for our, being my game. So it's like one game and have like 5 owners, right, at the end of the day. But that's where it all comes from. So I'm just, more the inspiration than anything. Choo Choo Mimic is here on the floor. You can check it out, play it for free. That's what we're all here for. You can also check out my Mega Drive game too, and then check out all the other games too. And you can just kind of see where it all comes about. How are we doing for time? What? I'm a fast talker too. That's my own. It's my own disbenefit for sure. On top of that, maybe you don't even know how to do that, but they're always looking for people to do box art, label art. I had my help with that with Choo Choo Mimic. There's somebody I would see all the time at these video game conventions, and they didn't even make video games. They don't even sell video games, but you look at their table and it's full of creepy art, like gelatinous cubes and skeletons fighting spiders, and so it stands out. It's fun. But then when it came about for, us to make this game that involved, being in a dungeon and these, treasure chests and these other, goblins and stuff like that too, when it came to like doing the label art for the game, yeah, I could take a screenshot of the game and do like the generic black box title that a lot of people do. But I was like, I know someone and I know the perfect person for this. And it was a dream of theirs come true because now their art is on the cover art of a Nintendo game, which they have, proudly presented in their art dossier. That's definitely not the right word. Resume. What? I don't know. Portfolio? Thank you. I'm not so good with the words. I've only been a radio broadcaster for 22 years, but when it comes to dossier. Anyway, on that note, how much time do we got? Are we still talking? We could be done, right?
If you want to be done, it's up to you. We've got 2 minutes.
No, I wouldn't drop the mic. I hate it when they do that. Again, as a radio guy with like microphones, they drop the mic. I was like, duh! Those things are like hundreds of dollars. So, I don't know. I'm really happy to be here. Sleep deprivation is a wonderful thing. Thank you for that. And again, you do not need to know. It's like being in a band, and you'll hear that reference a lot too. It's like, if you can play the guitar, you don't have to know how to play the drums, because let the drums guy play the drums. He went to drum school, let him play the drums. You just got to find the band. And you don't have to be in one band. You can have multiple bands. There's nothing wrong with that either. So be in a band, hang out, have fun, or if you just want to play the games, that's always important too. Always need QA, always need people to play test games too. Gotta love it. And play test my game out there too. Choo Choo Mimic and my new Mega Drive game is out there too. And hopefully it shouldn't crash this time. We'll see. There's still a couple of bugs in it, so that's why it's not officially out yet, but I brought it anyway. And check it out and have fun. And if you have any other questions, you can hang out with me out there too. I didn't know that peanut butter cups were or were not a thing in the UK, but I have a whole bowl full of Reese's peanut butter cups, so help yourself. I got some cereal out there too, because I'm a cereal guy, so that works. Hey, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Riggs. Pleasure, John. Thank you.